Nepal is fighting a surge in dengue cases, which is a potentially deadly disease once unheard of in the country's high-altitude Himalayan regions. Now, this comes as climate change and urbanization nurture fever-bringing mosquitoes in new zones. Only a single case of dengue was recorded in Nepal in 2004. 2 decades later, thousands of cases are being reported across the country. Once confined to tropical regions in the country's plains, dengue-carrying mosquitoes have begun breeding in the valleys and even cool mountainous areas, reaching elevations where its bite was once unknown. 12 people have died and more than 28,000 people have been infected this year, including 18 cases in Solukhumbu district, which is home to Mount Everest. Doctors say the real number might be higher, since not everyone is tested.
In the last decade, it has grown exponentially. After every outbreak, every few years, the number of infected people increases. There are more mosquitoes in Kathmandu than before, and my experience is that after every outbreak, it is becoming more deadly.
In the worst cases, dengue causes intense viral fevers that trigger bleeding internally or from the mouth and the nose. The capital of Kathmandu, at an elevation of approximately 1,400 meters, has seen over 4,000 cases.
If dengue was reported nationwide, then we would not see it for the next 2 or 3 years. Dengue used to be reported in a cyclical trend, but in the last few years, it has been seen every year, sometimes in one cluster and then again in another. So our preparation now is to fight with it every year.
In some districts, hospitals have been overwhelmed with dengue patients suffering from crippling fevers, body aches and rashes. Experts say changes in temperature and rainfall patterns driven by climate change and urbanization are creating favorable conditions for the mosquito responsible for transmitting dengue. That means it can survive and breed at higher elevations. And this is the 3rd consecutive year that Nepal has seen a dengue outbreak. According to government figures, the country's worst outbreak was in 2022, with 88 deaths and nearly 55,000 cases. Last year, 20 people died, with more than 50,000 cases. WION's correspondent Saloni Murarka has sent us this report from Lahan for more.
Dengue fever cases remain widespread in Nepal despite all the precautions taken by the authorities and arrival of cooler temperature. Over 28,000 cases have been reported nationwide, and this virus has spread across 76 districts of the total 77 in Nepal. Kathmandu Valley, the capital, has been severely affected with over 6,000 cases reported. Authorities in Nepal attribute this year's surge to extensive flooding and landslides that has left thousands of people with no access to clean water, food or shelter. Meanwhile, Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has called on all the stakeholders to participate in the nationwide campaign of search and destroy mosquito breeding sites. Saloni Murarka for WION World is One in Lahan, Nepal.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.